Bill Clinton was born on August 19, 1946, in Hope, Arkansas. He did well in school and always showed an interest for politics. As a delegate of the American Legion Boys Nation in the summer of 1963, Clinton met President JFK, which solidified his desire to serve the public. The following year, he attended Georgetown University and became heavily involved in politics. He interned for Democrat Arkansas Senator William J. Fulbright and graduated with a degree in international affairs. He was then offered a scholarship to Oxford University in England and resisted the Vietnam War draft. He studied at Yale Law School, where he met his wife Hillary, and took a teaching job at the Law School of Arkansas, which sparked his entrance into politics. He was elected Attorney General of Arkansas and began his 4th consecutive term as governor. In 1992, he won the Democratic Party nomination for the presidential election, with Al Gore as his running mate. Despite charges of avoiding the Vietnam draft and his rumored affairs, he won the presidency by capitalizing on President George H.W. Bush's vulnerability and lackluster campaign.
On this day, with high hopes and brave hearts in massive numbers, the American people have voted to make a new beginning.
In the beginning of Bill Clinton's presidency, he promised to focus like a laser beam on economic issues such as healthcare, unemployment, and welfare. During Clinton's first year running as president, he passed an economic policy which increased taxes, mainly from the upper class, and lowered spending cuts, which hurt the lower class. This economic policy took America out of deficit, lowered unemployment rates and interest, creating the world's strongest economy. Bill Clinton not only boosted America's economy, but he also fulfilled many of his promises. For example, replacing aid to families with dependent children, AFDC, with a system of grants to individual states helping people with welfare. Also, Bill Clinton increased minimum wage to $5.15 per hour, lowered standards for legal immigrants for welfare during their first 5 years in America, and wanted to stop Republicans ending education for children of illegal immigrants. Bill Clinton vowed to include homosexuals in the military service, and after 6 months of debate between Clinton and conservative members of Congress and the leaders of the Army, they created a don't ask, don't tell policy. This means military services would not ask you for your sexual orientation, and you would not have to tell them. Furthermore, Bill wanted to create a cabinet that looked like America by appointing numerous women and African Americans into the cabinet. Bill Clinton did succeed in many aspects of America's economy, but he did not resolve all the issues he promised completely. Bill wanted to create affordable health care insurance for every American, but by having Hillary Clinton, his wife, as the head of task force to develop the program, many advisors did not want to overwhelm her with well-intended criticism. Likewise, the healthcare package failed because Congress was left out of the picture, the cost of the plan, its scope, and public disapproval. Not only did Bill Clinton's healthcare policy give him a bad reputation, but also the financial scandal of Whitewater and Paula Jones and his affair with Monica Lewinsky. Because of his affair, Bill Clinton was going to be impeached. However, since Republicans contributed to his impeachment, they lost public support, and the United States compromised that Bill was going to be president for the next 2 years.
While Clinton was president, 2 new trade agreements went through Congress, one of which was the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA for short. This trade agreement went through in 1993 and was made to take down the trade barriers between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The crisis in the Baltics was a major event that was happening while Clinton was president. After 2 years of not taking part in the ethnic problems, Clinton ordered the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO for short, to start bombing the Serbians who were killing the Bosnian civilians. The Dayton Peace Accords stopped in the fighting between the Serbs and the Bosnians. Clinton sent 20,000 peacekeepers from America to enforce the ceasefire, as well as NATO soldiers. Again in 1999, Clinton bombed the Serbians so they would be able to stop the ethnic cleansing that was happening. The Serbians had been murdering thousands of Albanians. The bombing worked and the Serbians moved from the region. NATO sent in more peacekeepers to keep things calm once more.
Bill Clinton's legacy is most known for the multiple scandals and impeachment that occurred in his second term. But many forget that while in office, the U.S. enjoyed more peace and economic well-being than at any time in its history. America enjoyed an era of peace and prosperity marked by low unemployment, declining crime rates, and a budget surplus. Clinton also appointed a number of women and minorities to top government posts while in office. In his first two terms, Clinton signed a variety of pieces of domestic legislation along with key bills pertaining to crime and gun violence, education, environment, and welfare reform. He also signed the North American Free Trade Agreement, which eliminated trade barriers between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. In his second term, Clinton was too caught up in the ongoing investigations and scandals that he wasn't able to achieve much and was eventually impeached. During his years in office, Clinton was in many scandals, including the Whitewater, Paula Jones, and Lewinsky scandal. The most known scandal of Clinton's presidency was the Monica Lewinsky scandal, where it was made known that Clinton had tried to cover up an affair with the 21-year-old White House intern Monica Lewinsky. When the story had first broke, Clinton publicly denied the allegation, saying, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Mrs. Lewinsky," and Lewinsky allegedly, under the recommendation of the president, had also denied ever having a relationship with him. Later, when called to testify, President Clinton acknowledged to prosecutors that he had in fact had an affair with Ms. Lewinsky.
Good evening. This afternoon in this room, from this chair, I testified before the Office of Independent Counsel and the grand jury. I answered their questions truthfully, including questions about my private life, questions no American citizen would ever want to answer. Still, I must take complete responsibility for all my actions, both public and private.
Clinton can most closely be connected to Andrew Johnson, in that they were both tried for impeachment. Johnson was tried for impeachment because of violation of the Tenure of Office Act and bringing disgrace, ridicule, and hatred to the Congress of the United States. Unfortunately, Congress failed to reach a two-thirds majority vote needed to impeach him. In contrast, Clinton did receive the two-thirds majority vote and was impeached on two charges, one of perjury and one of obstruction of justice, on December 19, 1998. Overall, Clinton's presidency is remembered for the many scandals and also as one of the most successful of the 20th century, for the enormous domestic accomplishments and significant foreign policy achievements, and also for creating a stronger nation at the beginning of a new century.